Welcome to the Business Finance Bulletin, episode 159. We're going to the Business Finance Bulletin with me, Rob Warlow from Business Loan Services, the commercial finance expert. In this bulletin, financial terminology, a big turn-off, business investment appetite, and the impact of County Court Judgements. Let's start this bulletin by taking a look at the murky world of financial terminology. Now, I'm sure in your industry, as it is in my industry in the financial world, we'll band around a lot of jargons and acronyms and hidden meanings, and it can make it difficult for outsiders to really understand what they're entering into when these words are used they don't understand. Well, an interesting survey has been carried out by LDF, which is a loan provider, and they asked 500 small business owners if they've been put off from applying for finance because of terminology that had been used. And a resounding 48% of them came back and said yes, they had been put off. So what terms are they being confused by? Well, for example, 33% of them said they didn't understand what the term CAPEX meant. Well, CAPEX is capital expenditure. Yeah, it's just the cap and the X put together, CAPEX, the amount of money that you're spending on hard assets. 31% of them didn't understand what the initials ROCE stood for. Well, that is return on capital employed. It's akin to thinking about an interest rate. When you put money into a bank, you get an interest rate back in return. Well, that is your return on capital employed. It's the profit you're getting back from the money that you invest in the business. And 30% of them weren't aware what the term EBITDA stood for. Now, that is a bit of a complicated one, but basically it stands for earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortisation. Yep, it took me a long time to get my head around that one as well in my early days in finance. So these terms are designed to confuse people, but of course, this should not be a barrier to you applying for finance. The solution? Well, climb onto the internet, go to your favourite search engine, and just type in what the jargon and the acronym is, and there you'll get an answer back. Or of course, don't forget, just drop us a line, info@businessloanservices.co.uk, and we more than happily debunk all of these terminologies that you may be faced with. So please don't be put off from borrowing money just because of weird words. There are good meanings to them, and they can all help you better understand your business. If you've been watching previous bulletins, you know that we've been regularly featuring surveys that give mixed messages about how business owners are seeing the future. Some are extremely confident, some less so. And this is a theme coming out from the latest Lloyds Bank Britain in Business survey. And they looked about, particularly around investment appetite. Now, interestingly, they found out over the next 6 months of the business owners they spoke to, businesses said they're looking to invest £22,000 into their business in the terms of purchasing assets and general investments. Now, that is down a massive 74% when compared to July 2016, yet a near 3/4 drop in investment appetite. Now, of course, if business owners aren't spending, that has a knock-on effect for other businesses and a knock-on effect for the economy generally. What are the things that are concerning business owners? Well, first of all, it's economic uncertainty. Many of them are wary of weakening UK demand, and also political uncertainty. So there's a few things weighing on small business owners' minds. The survey also took a look at value of assets that business owners are holding. Now, interestingly, since July 2016, the amount of assets within the business has gone up on average by 25% to £170,000. So asset values have gone up. So it does show that certainly during the tail end of 2016, business owners were continuing to invest in the business, and it's starting to show that many of them are now running for cash, really hoarding cash, just in case they face some rocky times over the next couple of months or so. The survey also looked at alternative finance and taking a look at the example of invoice discounting. Only 35% of business owners said they were aware of this alternative form of finance. So when you got all of this happening, the key message here is that many business owners are feeling a little bit nervous. So, are you a bold one? Are you ready to go out there and really grab some market share, really get out there and get new clients in? Because tell you what, many of your competitors seem to be going to sleep. I had an interesting discussion with a potential business client this week looking to raise finance in order to support his growth plans. Everything great, business is booming, looking for additional cash in order to purchase stock, revamp the marketing and just really help the business grow over the next 12 months. All is good. We talked about the business's credit record. He said everything was fine, no problem there. But here is the lesson. Go away, we did the research and we discovered that there were 3 County Court judgments registered against the business only in the last couple of months. Business owner said he wasn't aware. When chatting to him, he does recall receiving some letters from the courts, but decided just to ignore them, thought the problem would go away. Clearly it didn't. Now, with 3 recent County Court judgments, all unsatisfied, marked against that business, it makes our job and that of a lender's job to get an answer of yes extremely difficult, nigh not impossible. So we've left that business owner with the task now of clearing those County Court judgments up. Many of them, were 3 of them, were for very valid reasons. Got into supplier disputes. So it's a case of really coming to a mutual agreement there and getting rid of them. So the lesson there is, please respond to these letters that you get from the court very promptly, because once you've got a CCJ against your file, it really gets the hairs running amongst finance providers. So answer those letters and regularly check the credit file against your business. Well, that's it for another bulletin. As ever, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and a share. Don't forget, you can also get the podcast version available on iTunes, SoundCloud and Stitcher. And if you are listening on the podcast version, just go along to my YouTube channel, search for Rob Warlow, and there you will find this bulletin, all other bulletins and other videos that I've done with tips and techniques on raising finance and dealing with banks. Thanks very much for being with me. Look forward to being with you next time. Have a great, successful and profitable week.